My name is Melody Buckner. I am from the University of Arizona. I used to be an instructional designer there, have been an instructional designer for 6 years, and now I've been promoted to director. That's always a scary thing. So, at any rate, I think it's one of the reasons I kind of got the director job is because I started promoting Quality Matters all over campus, and everybody kind of associates me with quality in online education, which is really awesome. So this is the presentation that I take out to the colleges, the departments, and the faculty when they want to know about Quality Matters. I brought Quality Matters to the university 6 years ago, and I got a lot of pushback from people. They were like, well, what is this, and what do you do with it? You know, I don't really understand. And I'm like, well, it is an outside institution, and of course, I'm at a Research One university, and they're like, so is it backed by research? You know, you're like, yes, it is. And so, you know, having to go through that whole jumping through the hoops all the time with faculty and administrators, so I said, you know what? I am going to create a little dog and pony show, and I'm going to take it on the road, and I'm going to see if I can get people to buy into it. And believe it or not, that's what happened. So now I have a lot of colleges and departments buying into Quality Matters because I actually went out and personally promoted it. So this is my little presentation. I'm going to do it really quickly. So I'm not going to give you the presentation because it usually takes about 45 minutes, and I have 25 minutes. So I'm just going to kind of take you through it, and then you can take it and make it your own. So the first thing is I always try to get faculty to, I'm inquiry-based. I always say, why would you need this? Why is it necessary that we need something like this? And how can we introduce it to our faculty? How can we get them to buy into it? And then also, what are other institutions doing to introduce Quality Matters to their campus? So this is my solution, but I just kind of take it out and I try to get faculty to become part of the conversation. So the first thing I try to do, and let's get some interaction going, and even you guys online, you can type in your chat box. So when discussing online courses, who does quality matter to? Students, faculty, administration, the university. You know, academic affairs would be good, but actually, academic advisors would be good, but what were they talking about at the keynote? Accrediting agencies, yes. What do you think the L would be? Who are the guys that pass all the bills? Legislators. And then who are the TPs? It's all of us. It's taxpayers. So I do kind of get them to realize that not only do we as educators care about quality, but that it's much broader than that. So I go through and I talk about why do we want quality online courses, and I take them through all of these points. You know, the big thing that faculty are all about, oh, cheating, you know, and so I say, well, this is one thing we're going to try to address, although it usually turns into a bigger conversation that I really don't want to have. But at any rate, these are some of the things we go through. And then when it comes to online courses, this is huge. How do we define quality, assess it, measure it, and evaluate it? And so I try to have a conversation, and believe me, from the College of Engineering to the College of Humanities to the College of Nursing to the College of Public Health, everybody has a different idea of what quality is. And it's really interesting to kind of get them thinking and talking about what quality is. Making them part of the conversation helps them to buy into the whole process. Then I go along and I go ahead and I define what Quality Matters is. And I go through this whole kind of spiel, showing them the website and actually, you know, talking about what Quality Matters does. I also tell them what it's not. And this is really important because some faculty some administrators, guess what they want to use Quality Matters as? They really want to take this. They get their teeth into it and they say, oh, great, I can use this to evaluate my faculty. And I really stress both to the administrators and to the faculty that that's not what this tool is all about. And I think that's been one reason why we've been able to get so many faculty to adopt it. Then because I do come from a Research One, they want to know all the research behind it. So I go over that it was a FIPSI grant. I actually have a handout that I give them that shows them where the research is, where they can go and actually look for it. So I find that that's really helpful, that they see that this is not something that just a group of people came up with in Maryland. They're like, oh, how did they do this? How did they go about it? I also talk about the refresh. Every 3 years, we just went through this process. And if you didn't come to that session this morning, it was really interesting. It's a very rigorous process, and it's, and I will probably add that to my session now, that I'll talk about the process and what they did, because I think people find that really interesting. Then I talk about that you do have to have a subscription to Quality Matters. So if they do adopt this, don't be handing the rubric out to everybody in the world, because we do have a subscription. I do talk about our statewide subscription. And I do talk about the training opportunities. We do train people on campus. We have some face-to-face facilitators. I'm one of them. And I train a lot of faculty on campus, so I say that's available. That doesn't cost you anything, just a day. But then I also show them all of the different opportunities there are for training on campus. Some of it, because we're a centralized unit, if they agree to be peer reviewers for us, we will pay for their training, and they get pretty excited about that. So there's some things that I talk about with the training and Quality Matters. I take them through the process. Just show them the process, talk about how it works, show them that it's a review process, not an evaluation. So show them that this is for improvement, not to say, you pass, you fail, that type of thing. Again, I go through that this is about course design. It's not about facilitation. We talk about that. We talk about other methods that we could use, but really showing them that this is really about course design. And then I go over kind of some of the things that I've got to change this, don't I? Because, no, this is still good. Stephen, is this still good? He was on the review committee. 85% is still good. It's just we've gone from how many points to 99 points? Okay, so we added some points in there. So I kind of just go through the review process and tell them about how the rubric is scored, and that it's not a pass-fail. It's something that you're just trying to get to where it's good enough to get the Quality Matters stamp of approval. So then I start talking about the rubric itself. And I kind of go over this very quickly. And I don't think I updated this for the new one, did I? No, okay. But I did on the next slides. So this is where I try to get the faculty really involved in everything. So I pick out some of the standards, and I try to get them to talk about the standards. And that's where that worksheet comes in. So everybody has one of those little activity sheets, and I say to them, depending on how many people are there, either fill this out yourself or turn to someone, a partner, and do a pair share. And just give me an example. So instructions make clear how to get started and where to find various course components. So I say, turn to your partner, turn to your, someone you're sitting next to, have that conversation. I'm going to give you like 3 minutes. And then you get the buzz around the room. Oh, this is what I do. This is what I do. And then we come back and we share out. I do that for each of the general standards, and I try to do 2. So you're going to see as I go through. That's why this takes 45 minutes, not 25 minutes. So we won't do the pair and share unless we have some time. So so with this one, I went, instructions make clear how to get started. Also, learners are introduced to the purpose and structure of the course. Depending on how much time I have, sometimes I say, this side of the room, do this one, this side of the room, do this one, and then we come together and we share. And it actually is a pretty good exercise for them. So with the next one, I do read the competencies to them, or the title. So I would say learning objectives or competencies describe what learners will be able to do upon completion of the course. And I said, okay, I want you to take one of these, pair and share, and how would you go about doing this? I do talk a little bit about alignment, but sometimes that's a hard thing for people to get their heads around. So it's not something that I do in the introductory or in my quickie. That's something that I do more when we do the official training. The next one, I go to the assessments and measurements. Again, I would read this, I would pair and share them, and they would give their ideas. And you can see that I'm doing this for each one of these. So just to kind of go through these. And, you know, I freaked out a little bit when I saw the navigation was gone, but then I was able to breathe again when I saw it was on 8, and I was happy that the course navigation is there under usability. So that's kind of what I do to draw out the faculty, to get people talking and thinking about quality in online courses and how they would apply each of their standards and do it in a quick format. The last thing I do is the underlying principles of quality matter, and I go through this again, telling them, you know, it's based on the standards, it's not a perfect course, it's a continuous process. That's another thing I really have to pound into them, that just because the course gets the stamp or gets gets through the review doesn't mean it's always, you know, the perfect course, or not the perfect course, but through Quality Matters, it's something that's always going on and needs to be reviewed each time. So that's something that I stress to them. Also that it's faculty driven and that it promotes student learning. It's also another good way to open up the conversation with your faculty about starting to do engaging learning and interactive learning. It's a great way to open up conversations. So then the last thing is I just would give them the information. We have a group on campus that's teaching and learning with technology. It's a special interest group with Quality Matters. I'm the one that runs that. So we have a lot of people that are not faculty that actually come to that SIG group, because these are usually instructional designers or technologists, people that support faculty in this role, and they come to that. We do have some faculty, but it's more support staff. I do talk to them a little bit about the state network, and I also talk to them about how they would, if they wanted to get their courses reviewed at the national level, how they would do that. And they always want to know price. And I haven't put that on here because I'm never sure if the price is changing, so I usually just take that in with me. Then I put a way for them to contact us and the website. So that's my Quality Matters Quickie. I do it takes about 45 minutes. I go around. It's been pretty successful. But that's about it.